Hello, welcome. Happy New Year from the Villages, Florida. How's everybody's New Year been so far? It's New Year's Eve in the Villages. Welcome, my name is Tim. I do Villages related content. Happy New Year's Eve from Central Florida. Just so you know, the Villages is a 55 plus community located here in Central Florida. Let me know if you can hear me and see me if you're on the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to do a walk and talk live stream. What else is new, right? Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Here I am at the Winn-Dixie, the former Winn-Dixie store located at Lake Sumter Landing. Here we are at Lake Sumter Landing, New Year's Eve. It is crowded, lots of people at Lake Sumter Landing. The band is about to start. It is 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve. That's when the band starts. Thanks for joining my live stream. Let me know if this is broadcasting in landscape mode. Here we are at Winn-Dixie. I did several videos on Winn-Dixie. It is closed. And the UPS is sorry they missed you. This store is boarded up. They have paper on the windows. You cannot see inside the store. And if you watch my channel, I did a couple of videos on the Winn-Dixie store. The store did close. They did not board up this part of the store, this window. There it is. Winn-Dixie is clear. Nothing inside. They took everything out of the Winn-Dixie store. For those new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tim. The Winn-Dixie store recently closed. I believe at the beginning of December, the Winn-Dixie store closed. And it is due to reopen as an Aldi store. Winn-Dixie stores were purchased by Aldi. Aldi's is another grocery store chain. But they have limited supply of groceries at Aldi's. And I know there's a lot of people that live around Sumter Landing that are going to miss the Winn-Dixie store, for sure. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you can see and hear me okay. That is your sunset over Lake Sumter Landing. How beautiful is that? Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. You can forward the live stream to your friends if you want. So the story of the Winn-Dixie store is Aldi's purchased it. They closed it down, and this Winn-Dixie store is due to reopen as an Aldi store in 2025. That is the plan. I have not heard of any changes to the plan at all. So that is your Winn-Dixie store update. And you can hear the band is in full force. They are playing music at Lake Sumter Landing. People, there's not a parking spot to be had at Lake Sumter Landing tonight. I believe the Lake Sumter Square is open tomorrow, which is New Year's Day as well. The squares are open 365 days a year. For those of you that were interested or did not know, the square is open, and there are a lot of snowbirds down. They have a lot of their guests down here at this point. See a lot of different faces in and around the villages lately. This is Stillwater Trail, that road right there, Stillwater Trail. That is Morse Boulevard. That's the roundabout at Morse Boulevard. So some of the other news around the villages is the Costco store located near County Road 466. Raise your hand in the chat box below if you're a Costco fan. If you like shopping at Costco, let me know. There is a Costco store due to be built, I believe, sometime next year, 2025, near County Road 466 in the northern part of the villages. And I heard they have heavy equipment over there, ready to start excavation on the new store. Look at how beautiful that sunset is. Maybe we'll stand here and watch the sunset. Does anybody want to stand here and watch the sunset over Central Florida, United States of America? Thanks for liking. I do appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. My name is Tim. Today's a walk and talk. Happy New Year. Let me know in the chat below what your plans are for the new year. Are you going out? Are you staying in? What is your meal plans for the night? What you see ahead of you there is the village of Caroline. That's one of the most desirable locations around Sumpter Landing is the village of Caroline. I was actually considering buying a home at the village of Caroline. Kevin, walk into neighbor's house down the block. Awesome. That's good. Don't drink and drive. Do not drink and drive. That's my advice. What's on your meal plans for New Year's Eve? Is it steak? Is it seafood? Is it hot dogs? Let me know in the chat box below. Here we are at Tunnel M6 that goes underneath Morse Boulevard. Golf cart tunnel. So the Costco store is being built. They are about to break ground on County or near County Road 466. I think it's called Wedgewood Lane. There's a Costco store going to be built. I believe they have heavy equipment on the site. I'll probably do a video later this week to let you know if there's heavy equipment near the Costco site. That was big news in the villages this week, that everybody is excited that Costco is moving forward. I guess there were rumors recently that Costco was gonna back out of the deal and not build the store. But I believe those rumors have been dispelled. What was that last comment? Does the Villages have a ball? Oh, does the Villages drop a ball for New Year's Eve? I don't think so. I don't think they have a ball drop party. I don't think so. Most of the establishments close at 9 p.m. I think there's only one or two that stay open until midnight, at least at Sumpter Square. If you're new to the Villages kind of rolls its sidewalks up at 9 o'clock at night. But on New Year's Eve, I'm not sure. I don't think they stay open. I think there is one restaurant that stays open. The reason I'm walking here, this is the roundabout on Morse Boulevard, and that leads right into Sumter Landing right there. The reason I'm walking here is right there, you see that patch? That is the site of a sinkhole that was created. Happy holidays, just being Robin. How are you? No, I don't think they have a ball drop. But this is where a sinkhole was formed right on Morse Boulevard a few months ago. This is a very busy roundabout. That entrance leads right into Lake Sumter Landing. And you can see there's actually two patches. Right there's a patch, and right there's a patch. That's where sinkholes were. It was actually a kind of a big sinkhole that formed there a few months ago. Look at the beautiful flowers. That's something you don't see very much of in the South. I'm doing a lot of videos down in the villages of Water's Edge, Well Point, Shady Brook. Not a lot of flowers down there, friends. That's kind of what the villages built their reputation on, is the beautiful flowers. You go to the south, you don't see many. It's going to be a very interesting place down in the south, I tell you. You can see all the traffic at Lake Sumter Landing. If I miss your comments, it's not because I intentionally ignore you. It's because they disappear off my screen. Here's one of those atomic cars. I did video on that. Hello, happy New Year's Eve. Yes, Kevin, house party, definitely. It's hard to find parking. It's hard to find parking here. I took my golf cart down, and that's the reason you want to be close to a town square, is you can take your golf cart, because it's hard to find parking with a car. And if you do find parking for your car, you're walking quite a distance, especially on special events like New Year's Eve. People can't get to the square fast enough. I'm gonna walk on this bridge, show you the beautiful sunset from the bridge. This is Morse Boulevard that you're seeing here. You can see how fast the cars drive on these streets. You see a lot of guests of villagers down here. They're driving their grandpa's golf cart. Oh, look at that traffic jam on the traffic circle. See, there's young people right there. Golf carts are full of young people. Golf carts 10 miles an hour. Can anybody tell me why the speed limit is reduced from 20 miles an hour down to 10 miles an hour on this bridge? There is a reason for it. It's because this golf cart path on this bridge is very narrow. You can barely fit 2 golf carts side by side on that golf cart path. So they ask you to slow down. Here's Lake Sumter. There's a sunset right there. How beautiful is that? That is your lighthouse there. Have you been watching the videos about the bonds and the bond fees? Yes, Robin, that's Lake Sumter. We are in Central Florida. And there's somebody taking photographs of the lake right down there. Sitting on the rocks, taking a photograph of the sunset. Look at that. Is it really dark in Long Island already? You must be far, a lot further east than the villages. See, look at these golf carts here. They're going side by side. This one's crossing the center line. I think in the southern part of the villages, they widen these golf cart paths. The paths that go over the bridges, I think they widen them in the south. They're not so treacherous like this one is. See, people sit here in their golf carts and they watch the sunset. Like Sunset Point. How beautiful is that? Hello. What is the temperature? I think it was this afternoon it got pretty warm, maybe 75 degrees. Right now it's maybe 68 degrees, but it's really windy. As you can see, it's a lot of wind going on. And people sit here and stand here and they take pictures and they watch in their golf carts. 49 degrees in Long Island, that's chilly. I think it's probably 20 degrees warmer here in Florida. It's supposed to be around 70 degrees for the rest of this week. I think Saturday, the temperature is supposed to go down to hit a high of like 60 degrees on Saturday. But it's going to be around 70 degrees for the rest of the week. Too bad there's clouds. Those clouds just moved in. They'll move out of here real fast. Thank you for the smiley face. I'm not sure who sent that, but I appreciate it. Sunglasses and smiley face. How bad is the wind noise? I do have my microphone on. The wind noise shouldn't be too bad. Give the air conditioner a rest. Yeah, I haven't had the air conditioner on much in the probably last month. I don't think it ran maybe once or twice in the last month. Which brings up an interesting topic. Air conditioners last 15 or 20 years down here. Okay, good. Thanks, Kevin. Your air conditioners and your roofs, your shingled roofs, they last 20 years on the homes down here. That's what you should expect. Robert, happy New Year's. 37 Fahrenheit in Toronto, Canada. I thought you used the metric system up there. What is that in Celsius? Is that like 1 degree Celsius in the metric system? Thanks for your comments. I think you had 3 degrees Celsius. I was close. Why is it America is the only nation that doesn't use the metric system? Everywhere else in the world are using it. I don't think Americans could adapt very easily to it. If you notice, there's rocks down by the lake. I talked about that in an earlier live stream. This island is actually starting to erode from Lake Sumter, and they're afraid that the bridges are going to become unstable because the land is eroding. So they put those rocks down all the way around the perimeter of the island. I think it cost over $3 million. Uh-oh, this guy is trying to get up off the rocks. Oh boy. So that's where part of your fees go to as well. Soon the clouds will go away and we will see a sunset over Lake Sumter. Let me know what you think about the videos I've been publishing. Also, leave in the comments what kind of video content you want to see in the future. I've been doing a lot of videos regarding the new sections in the south. What the bond amounts are in the south. As a general rule, it's going to cost you a lot more money to live in the south. Even the restaurants, even the cost of a hamburger, they're a little bit higher in the southern part of the villages. Probably 10 or 20% more for your hamburger down there. I did a video reviewing Booster's Bar and Grill. And there's a lot of things that I left out of it. After I published the video, I thought to myself, I should have said this, I should have said that. That's the beauty of the YouTuber. But I had a grilled chicken sandwich on a brioche bun with fries. I had lunch. And overall, it tasted well, pretty good. It tasted very good. But the issue I had with the chicken sandwich is that it didn't appear to be fried or grilled at the time I ordered it. I think a lot of these restaurants, they prepare this food, they freeze it, they put them in sealable bags, and then when you order it, they take it and they put it in an oven and they heat it up. And I think that's what this chicken sandwich was. It just did not taste freshly grilled. It tasted like it was prepared ahead of time and just heated up. That's why I gave that meal an 8.5 out of 10. The flavor was good, it tasted good, but it just wasn't freshly grilled. It was like prepared ahead of time and then reheated. That's the way it seemed. And the price was $15.95 for that sandwich. I thought that was kind of chunky myself, but then again, with inflation, isn't prices going up everywhere? I think if I would go to a restaurant like maybe Tierra del Sol here in the north, I probably would pay maybe, I don't know, $14.95 for it, maybe $1 cheaper. I don't know. But anytime I go to the south, I notice that the prices of pretty much everything are higher. Not only are the bonds and the maintenance fees going to be higher, but the restaurants, your sandwiches, the store, it just seems like everything is higher in the south. Costs more. But if you do buy in the south, make sure you buy a home within a 10-minute golf cart ride to the squares, either to Eastport or Middleton. Because anything outside that 10-minute mark and by golf cart, your home values go down a little bit. And you don't want to drive that far. When you're going to a New Year's Eve party, you go to the square and you want to only drive 10 minutes home on your golf cart. That was the rule of thumb I used when I bought my home. I wanted to be within 10 minutes of a square. Yeah, 10 minutes is really what, and that's what some of the realtors say too, is within 10 minutes, your home values are a little bit higher. Outside of 10 minutes, and you have to be aware, a lot of these realtors will tell you that these homes are really close to a town square, and they're really not. So you have to watch what you say, watch what they say. Let the buyer be aware. You have to time it yourself. That's why I'm always amazed and astonished by hearing some of these people who are buying homes over the phone. They see it online, they see a video of it, and they call a realtor and they buy it. They don't even visit. I've met several people like that already. They bought the home over the phone I would not recommend doing that because you want to know your surroundings. Looks like the clouds are going to impede our beautiful sunset. Normally, this time of the evening, the skies clear up. We did have a cloudy morning, and then it got clear and warm and sunny mid-afternoon, and then it started clouding up a little bit. I will not complain. The weather has been pretty good. It was foggy and cloudy this morning when I woke up. And it rained. We had a downpour of rain here in the northern part of the villages. I don't think they got that rain in the southern part of the villages. Which brings up another concept. It seems like the rain is very localized in Florida. It'll rain across the street, and where you're standing, it won't be raining. That is the lighthouse bar right there, what you see. That's Lake Sumter. Lots of lights going on over there. And we have a lot of people watching the sunset. It's not the best night to watch a sunset. Sometimes I do, Kevin. Sometimes. Sometimes I do. It depends on if I'm going to a party. This year I'm not going to go to a party, so I probably won't stay up till midnight. Maybe I will. I tell you, the Villages is not the place you want to live if you want nightlife. The nightlife ends at 9 p.m. Some of these bars around here close at 8 p.m. There's only one that stays open. I forgot what it's called. Is it called the Firehouse, or what is the bar that stays open? There's only one in each square. And I've talked to people, many people, who are surprised. They come here and they're surprised that the town squares close so early, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing, Kevin, is people don't start their days early here. That's the other thing I notice. People don't get out of bed around here until 10, 11 a.m. You do see a bunch of dog walkers in the morning. But I know I talk to a lot of my neighbors, and they don't leave the house until noon. They don't get up. A lot of these people stay in their homes and watch TV. Yeah, I usually get up around 7 or 7:30. That's when I get up. And when I get out of the house at 7 or 7:30, it's a ghost town out on the streets. You see a few dog walkers. That's about it. Maybe you see some contractors during the week. But this is definitely an early to bed and late rise kind of community. Why not? You're retired. No reason to get up that early. But I still do. That's because I don't want to go to bed at 1 a.m. I want to be tired when I go to bed, so I get up early. Look at that big bird. Right there. Well, the sun is officially down.
Well, it's got clouds.
How you doing? And there's people watching the sunset here. That is Morse Boulevard right there. There's people walking around. They got their families down here. Let's take a walk. Let's go walking through the square if we can. So anybody on the live stream, what is your choice? Buy a new home or a pre-existing home? Let me know in the chat below. Based on the videos, I'm giving you lots of videos of pre-owned homes. I'm giving you a lot of videos on new homes. What's your preference and why? Oh, the other thing I wanted to give you news on is the boardwalk at Lake Sumter is now open. You can walk on the boardwalk. The water levels are still pretty high. They're only about 8 inches below the top of the boardwalk. I was there earlier this afternoon, and I was surprised that I could walk on the boardwalk, but the water levels are pretty high. I thought they'd keep the boardwalk closed until they renovate it. But that's not the case. This is that community of cottage homes there. Buying a new one in Shadyburg, wanted to be able to pick, finish versus having to redo everything. The village of McClure. The village of McClure. Just watch where you buy in McClure. Make sure you're not too close to the turnpike. And make sure you're close enough to grocery shopping at the Publix at Magnolia Plaza. I think that's what it's called. That's my advice about the village of McClure. Mike B has just won the opportunity to purchase a lot in Water's Edge. Congratulations. My advice is if you buy a lot, make sure your lanai is facing north or east. Thanks. It says 10 minutes to Brownwood. 10 minutes to Brownwood from McClure. I don't know about that. I would have thought it was further than 10 minutes. But then again, I don't know enough about the South. Because you will not be able to use your lanai most of the year. If you have a west or south facing lanai, it will get too hot. The sun will beat in and it will cook you. If I would buy a lot, I would make sure, 100% sure, that my lanai was facing east. No doubt about it. Direction matters here in Florida. You want an east-facing lanai. That sun gets warm in Florida. Houses in the... Oh, thank you, Peter. And to be honest with you, most people don't use their lanais. I had a realtor tell me a few years ago that 90% of the people do not use their lanais in Florida. And I think that's true. Because in summer it is so hot here. And I would actually consider not having a lanai and having a Florida room that's temperature controlled. It's just too hot to sit out in a lanai. It's just too hot. I would convert the lanai space into a Florida room. You just have more square footage on your home. To me, a lanai is a waste of space, at least a non-temperature controlled lanai. Unless it's facing east, then you have a chance to use it more often. But in summertime at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's so hot you don't want to be sitting in a lanai that's not air conditioned. If it's east facing and it's evening, you might have a chance. I rarely use my lanai, rarely. I put some furniture out there. I have a television out there, and I rarely use it. There's only a few months a year that I can use it because it's so hot. Yeah, if you have a swimming pool, you might use your lanai more often. I think a lot of people, including myself, underestimate how hot it gets in Florida in summer. I spend most of my summers in the community swimming pool, to be honest with you. And build a swimming pool on a new home for $100,000, to me that's ridiculous. That is way too much money to spend on a swimming pool. Thank you. I see so many of these pre-owned homes that I'm doing these videos on where their lanais are facing south or west, and they have shades on the windows. But when I'm out there doing videos in the summertime, even with the shades down, it is hot. That's why I would just consider converting my lanai into a Florida room. A Florida room is essentially where they take the lanai footprint and they enclose it and put air conditioning in it. Even some of those homes that I've been doing videos on, those pre-owned homes, they have a south-facing lanai. They have, I noticed that they have HVAC ducts in the ceiling, and they're putting mini split air conditioners in it as well because it gets so hot their HVAC system doesn't cool it. So they're like double cooling it, one with a mini split, one with a with their HVAC ducts. It's just so hot in Florida in summer. But this time of the year, you could use your lanai. There's a few months out of the year you could use your lanai if it's south facing or west facing. And those new to the live stream, this is the Winn-Dixie earlier in the live stream. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Cormorant, you? I'm not sure what Mike is asking. This is the Winn-Dixie. It did close. It's fully closed now. Oh, I didn't see that last comment. My comments disappear off my screen. The YouTube app, when you use the YouTube mobile app, it is not the best app on earth. So YouTube, if you're watching me, please update your app so the comments don't disappear. So Winn-Dixie was purchased by Aldi. I tried for review many last families. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. A Cormorant is a type of home. Yeah, when I was looking at new homes 4 or 5 years ago, those models did not exist. They have so many new model homes now. They're calling them different names. They're variants of existing models. They're calling them a little different name. And this store is closed. They closed earlier in December. It is going to be replaced by an Aldi store. Aldi's did purchase Winn-Dixie. So if you live in the Lake Sumter area, where do you go for shopping? You go shopping for groceries, most likely on County Road 466, which is going to be a probably 15-minute car ride. Or you're going to go down to County Road 466A. Naperville Real Estate Life. Jill? Yeah, it's quite the experience going to the design center. So this is the inside of the store. It's empty. They're going to get ready to put an Aldi in here. Normally Aldis are not this big. I'm guessing they're going to parse this store out and put a couple of stores in there, but we'll see. You never know. Is that what you heard? Eastport's getting a Publix? Well, that would be awesome if Eastport does get a Publix. And if Middleton gets a Walmart. That would be awesome. And I reported earlier in the live stream that Costco, there were rumors Costco was not going to build. But now it looks like they are going to build on County Road 466. They have heavy equipment on site is what I heard. I'm going to drive over there this week and do a video and see for myself if there is heavy equipment on County Road 466. One for the pool. Like to get to the square where there's no music playing. We got issues with copyright on YouTube. So this is actually a golf cart path. That's why you see all these golf carts. So these golf carts are coming off of Old Mill Run. And they're going this way. And that's Morse over there. That's how you get to the village of Caroline, Virginia Trace. And it's kind of part of this parking lot. So anybody new to the Villages that lives in this area, to get from the northern part, north of Lake Sumter, to the southern part of Lake Sumter, this is how you go. And it's really not well marked. And I know some people are asking, how do you get around on golf carts? It's actually not that bad. You just follow the signs for the most part. But there are some confusing areas like this. This one was kind of confusing to me. And they do have signs like this. Northbound carts. Uh-oh. This pizza restaurant up here on the left is really popular. You can buy pizza by the slice at this pizza restaurant. This is always full. Lots of people eating their pizza. Right in there, see, they're all eating pizza in there. And it's called Bravo Pizza here in Lake Sumter. Have you ever heard of it? There's people even lined up waiting for the pizza. Just want to give you an idea what Lake Sumter is. I'll walk in a little bit. Signature Nails there, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I do go to that barber shop right there. $18 for a men's haircut at that barber shop, just so you know. Wells Fargo Bank. Fidelity Investments over there. Dentist there. And of course, the Citizens First Bank. Sable Trust, look at that. We're walking into the Lake Sumter. It'll get dark here in about 20 minutes. Anymore. I'm hoping my microphone will filter most of this out. Canceling, I have noise canceling. Oh, you're in Leesburg, Barbara? I just want to show you what this looks like. that. Yes, it's very crowded. I had to cover my microphone in hopes that I could cancel out some of the music. Yeah, it's very, very crowded. If you noticed, the streets were bumper to bumper around the square. It is really busy. Just take a look at this parking lot. Not a spot to be found unless you have a golf cart. That's the reason you want to live near a town square, so you can take your golf cart to the square. Because sometimes driving a car is hard to find parking. Hello, J-Lo. J-Lo on the block. That's the other thing, you need to bring chairs. See, they got their chairs on their back. Some of them are boxed in. What do you mean they're boxed in? Well, these golf carts, you can get golf carts that have like this canvas. And most people have that canvas thing put on when they buy their golf cart. And sometimes you can get hard-sided golf carts as well. Yeah, stretching your house in Lanai is going to add value for sure. See a lot of the community watch vehicles here. The village's community watch or community standards. Community standards, those are the people that will resolve any complaints about deed restrictions and deed compliance complaints. They rent all their vehicles at the villages. Do they make any adjustments for setbacks? Or are they hard and true on those setbacks? See, if you drive a car to the square, you're gonna have to park here where there's parking here. They're not flexible at all. I didn't think so. So if you park your car here, you got a, I don't know, 6-minute walk to the square. It's still not too bad, really. That's a good question. Do they have to be in 2-foot increments? Very interesting conversation going on. Good evening. Interesting. Won't fit. Well, there you have it. New Year's Eve at Lake Sumter. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful evening here. Very nice. It was windy earlier, but the wind subsided. It was about 75 degrees Fahrenheit today. Maybe close to 80 degrees. That is awesome. More golf carts. So what you all doing for New Year's Eve? They want you to drive around and they don't have a color palette you can look at? I thought they had a color palette of the colors that you could choose from. Oh, thanks, Barbara. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. What other questions do you have for me? Any questions? This is Ask Tim Anything question time. A lot of e-bikes. You know, there's e-bikes flying through. Those are young kids, though. Those are relatives of villagers. Thanks, J-Lo. You should just set my channel on, just play a playlist and then go to sleep and let my playlist of videos play all night long. I heard some people actually go to sleep listening to my voice. My voice puts them to sleep. What is that? That car had a giant speaker on the roof and is driving around. Yes, it's called a multimodal path. You can use multiple different types of modes of transportation. You can use a unicycle if you want. You see all kinds of different things driving around these multimodal paths. Meadow 37. There is your pink hue in the sky over there. You see that a lot here in the villages in Florida. This time of the evening, the skies turn pink and orange. Had that in Wisconsin too, actually. Existing Street of Dream models. So where are you considering the existing Street of Dreams? The ones in Shady Brook? Well, Firefly Hill, the speed limit on the multimodal paths is 20 miles an hour. I did a video on the Street of Dreams in Shady Brook. I also have been doing lots of videos on the 56 model homes, which are going to be considered the new Street of Dreams. That's in Well Point. I would think it would be in Well Point. The 56 model homes, the new Street of Dreams in Well Point, they are almost ready. I released a video a few days ago. And those 56 model homes are surrounded by 4 accommodation home neighborhoods. And there's a few designer home neighborhoods sprinkled in, residential designer homes. Restaurant reviews, J-Lo. Nobody watches my restaurant reviews. I'm terrible at doing restaurant review videos. You should tune in to the Altem Life. They're a YouTuber. Altem Life, A-L-T-E-M, Life. It's a young couple. They do restaurant reviews. They're good at it. I think it's like, doesn't it lag 1 year? So 1 year you're going to be paying taxes on the lot, and then the following year it will be the house and the lot, I think. I would imagine that's how it is. Ms. Vicky. How you doing, Ms. Vicky? Did you like the boosters review, Ms. Vicky? Or you can be honest with me, just tell me if I suck at doing restaurant reviews. Some of my subscribers asked me to do them. And to be honest with you, I feel kind of funny breaking out my camera in a restaurant. I don't mind giving my opinion. As everybody knows, I will give you my opinion, whether you like it or not. But it's just difficult to video in a restaurant full of people. It makes me feel weird. So I try. You did like the review, really? You think the boosters review was great? I personally thought it was horrible. I don't know why. I'm kind of hard on myself, I think. But if you like them, and if people are watching them, And if I'm getting views on them, I'll continue to do them. But if I'm not getting views on those types of videos, I just won't do them. And historically, when I did restaurant review videos, I didn't get a lot of views on them. That's true, Ms. Vicky. Practice, are the multimodal paths safe overall? That is a loaded question, Meadow 37. Are the multimodal paths safe overall? I think you could ask 10 different villagers, you might get 10 different answers. I think overall they're pretty safe. A steakhouse review. Yes, steakhouse review. I already gave my opinion on steaks. I think the best steak in Lake Sumter Landing is at the Hibachi Japanese Steakhouse. The Chop House does not have the best steaks at Lake Sumter, in my opinion. But I did have a very good steak for New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve. I went to the fresh market and I bought myself some expensive prime tenderloin. It was very expensive, and I made them myself at home, and were they awesome. Melt in your mouth, not in your hand type of steak. Where was I? I was at Outback Steakhouse recently. That steak over there was okay. The meat doesn't taste the same in Florida as it does in Wisconsin. That's kind of what I have maybe a mental block. But back to the restaurant reviews, I will try to do more of them. I have done a few. I have a playlist of restaurant reviews. So I categorize all my videos. If you noticed, I have a lot of different playlists. I have a playlist for designer homes. I do, when I have do open house videos, I categorize them by designer homes, cottage homes, patio villa homes, courtyard villas. So I have a playlist of those. So if you're interested in a pre-owned home and you are interested in a particular series of home, like a cottage home, you can play the playlist and you'll see all the videos there. I also have a playlist for restaurant reviews. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 different restaurant reviews in that playlist. And if you all think I did an okay job on the Boosters restaurant review, I will probably make a few more in the future. I did leave out a few things in the Boosters restaurant review that I wanted to put in the video, and I mentioned it earlier in this live stream. The reason I gave the 8.5 out of 10 for the chicken sandwich at Boosters was because I think it was pre-made. Some of the restaurants here in the villages will pre-make their meals and they'll basically just heat them up. I'm one of these guys that if I want a grilled chicken sandwich, I want it grilled at the time I'm sitting at the restaurant. And I don't think that's what happened at Boosters. I think it was a pre-made sandwich and they just kind of heat it up. It tasted really good. The quality of meat, it was good. I didn't have any strange things inside my chicken. But I think it was pre-made. Yeah, it wasn't fresh. It wasn't like freshly grilled. And you can tell when it's freshly grilled. It was, I think my sandwich was grilled a few days ago and put it in a bag or freezer bag or however they do it. And then you drop it in a pot of hot water, you heat it up, you throw it on a bun. I think that's how it was made. It did not taste freshly grilled. That's the only reason I gave it an 8.5. It was. The flavor was good. If it was grilled at the time I was there, I probably would have given it a 9.5. That is what I forgot to say in the review. And I noticed that there's several restaurants around here that do that. It's like they preheat the food. And I already mentioned before that I think one of the best hamburgers that I eat is at Tierra del Sol Country Club. They make them fresh, very good quality meat. They have a very good char-broiled flavor to them. Excellent hamburgers at the Tierra del Sol Country Club. But that's also, once in a while, I'll go to the Tierra del Sol and the hamburger isn't that good. That happened to me about 2 months ago. I went there and was disappointed in the hamburger. But then I went back 3 or 4 times after that, and every time the hamburger is good. So you will find that a lot of these restaurants will struggle with consistency here in the villages. And a lot of times the restaurants here change hands, and I think they change hands too often. And I'm not sure why. Well, I think I know why. I think I know why. But a lot of these restaurants are run by the same group, FMK. So whether you're going to Bluefin or Chop House or the Harvest restaurants, they're all FMK restaurants. The food's all going to be about the same quality. The other thing I wanted to mention about restaurants, now you got me going on restaurants, is I'm from Wisconsin and I do like a good chicken meal sometimes, like baked chicken. And I used to go to Mallory Hill Country Club, which is right on the other side of Lake Sumter. I think it's called Mallory Hill Country Club. And they used to have a good Sunday chicken dinner. Last year when I came here, I went there. The chicken was awesome. I look forward to it. I'd go there for chicken, and once in a while they had baby back ribs special at the Mallory Hill Country Club. I went back about 3 weeks ago, had chicken for the first time in a long time, and it was horrible. The chicken was a 3 out of 10. And I thought to myself, what is going on at Mallory Hill Country Club? And I learned that they have new people running the restaurant there. That is what you're going to find in the villages. You're going to find these restaurants will have new management. Well, right now it's the only movie theater in the villages, unless there's a movie theater down in the new section. But right now, the Lake Sumter movie theater is the only one in the villages. The one at Spanish Spring closed a year or 2 ago. And if things like that don't survive, well, that's when I will consider moving to the south. I would consider moving to the south in 5 years or so when everything is built up and running and ready to go. I'm just one of those people that are too impatient to wait for this stuff to open up. I'm retired. I want my amenities now, not 5 years from now. That's how I am. I might not be on this earth in 5 years. That's how I look at it. Come south, maybe in 5 years I'll consider it. Not now. I'm kind of spoiled where I live now. I've got all the shopping I can handle on 466. I'm not pigeonholed into going to villages run restaurants and retail. I can go to third-party retail stores on 466. Right now, if you're in the south, you're pretty much pigeonholed into shopping at villages run establishments. And when you find that, you're going to be paying higher fees. I hope they move quicker, because history is not on your side. Historically, things have moved slow. The developer will put most of his resources into building residential homes, and commercial and retail usually are secondary on the priority list. That's what history has dictated. That's why it takes 2 years to build a restaurant at Lake Okahumpa called Harry and the Natives. I don't know what it is. You tell me. But I know historically the developer makes promises and things don't open as promised. Look at the First Responders Recreation Center that opened in the north. That was previously due to open 6 months before it actually opened. They historically have a hard time meeting deadlines. So my advice to you is take the deadlines you're hearing with a grain of salt and hope for the best and be patient. That's my advice. Look at all the golf carts coming into Lake Sumter Landing. Yeah, I did a video on Middleton, was it last weekend I was down there? Or 2 weekends ago? I couldn't believe that it wasn't further along. It was like walking through a ghost town in Middleton. I'm looking at buildings that are half completed. I'm looking at retail spaces that are completed, and there's absolutely nobody moving in. There's one bar down there, I forgot what it's called. I could not believe that Middleton wasn't further along than what it is. I hope that they start moving. I saw a lot of buildings down in Middleton that look like they're ready for retailers to move in. Why aren't they moving in? I've discovered living in the villages, to be honest with you, even here at Lake Sumter Landing, these retailers come and go. One year the retailer will be there, the next year they'll be gone. Then that space will be vacant for a while, and then maybe another retailer moves in. I think it has something to do with the rents that are being charged by the developer. A lot of these retailers can find lower rents and lower real estate costs if they build their establishments outside the villages. That's why I'm hesitant to say that Eastport and Middleton and all of that is going to be fully running, because you're going to have independent retailers that are going to look at what the rents are going to be charged, and they're going to say, I think I'm going to rent an office or a building in Leesburg or somewhere else where it's cheaper. That's why I think you're going to have a hard time filling those retail places in Eastport and Middleton. And when they do fill up, you're going to see these retailers turn over every year or two. That's what I think. I don't think you're going to see that with big box stores like Walmart and Costco. Those people are going to be all in. But like at Lake Sumter, there's a lot of smaller independent retail stores here, and they're coming and going every other year. Restaurants. Even the management at some of these country clubs. I just gave you an illustration of Mallory Square. One year you get a good chicken meal, the next year it's a new owner and the chicken is horrible. Well, I heard that there were rumors Costco was not going to come, but this week those rumors were dispelled, and it sounds like Costco is now committed to coming. I heard that there's heavy equipment on the job site on County Road 466 where the Costco is going to be. They're ready to excavate. I'm going to go over there later this week and most likely do a video and verify it, but I believe Costco is coming. And I know stories that I heard even about Sawgrass Grove. It took a long time for retailers to go into Sawgrass Grove. They were having problems with permitting issues. They had to seek permits. They didn't know if the owner was getting the permit. I agree, Mike. The restaurants, that's another reason I'm hesitant to do restaurant reviews because they'll give all the restaurants a mediocre grade. I know, but that's what they sell a lot of the villages on, lots of restaurants, lots of retail, but for the most part, most of the restaurants are run by one or two different restaurant groups. Quality of food is similar. The way they prepare the food is similar from one restaurant to the next. That's why I like the opportunity to live in a place that I can take my golf cart and I can go to County Road 466 where there's other restaurants that are totally independent of the villages. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the truth is, there's only a handful of these restaurants that really can make a go of it, and they make money and they stay around a long time. But there's a lot of these other smaller restaurants, they try it out. They're here a year or two, they can't make it. The rents are too high, they decide to leave. And the cycle turns all over again. I've never eaten at the Fenny Grill. The beauty of the South, i.e. like the Fenny Grill, is that there's not a lot of choices in the South. You have so many people living there, and the few restaurants they have in the South are always full. That's actually another strategy that the developer is using. He learned from his mistakes here in the North, like Spanish Springs and Lake Sumter, where there's too many restaurants. Too few people. In the South, he's building fewer commercial and retail. There's a lot more people, and the restaurants are going to be full down there. It's an entirely different business model in the South because this developer has learned his mistakes from the North. I think here in the North, he built too many. In the South, I think he's building too few. We will see. Only time will tell. But the Fenny Grill is surviving because it's the only restaurant serving a boatload of people. But I've never really eaten there. Is the food good there? Cody's, Mike B. Cody's. There's a Cody's here at Lake Sumter. The food isn't very good at all. I do like Gators. Gators has a lot better food than Cody's. Yeah, the Cody's at Lake Sumter, the food is not good at all. But right across, like 50 paces away, is RJ Gators here at Lake Sumter, and that food is really good. What kind of wait times do you have at the Fenny Grill? I've been there a few times, and it's always been a monstrous wait time at the Fenny Grill. And that's part of the heartburn I have with the South. I don't want to wait forever. There's just not enough retail down there in restaurants. Not yet. Maybe in 5 years there will be. It's not huge in there. Yeah, it's kind of like when you're in the South, you're going to be a captive audience. You're going to be subject to essentially shopping and dining all at the developers' establishments. And that doesn't really appeal to me. Yeah, I was there. I've eaten there, Mike. I agree. It's like a pizza place down in Lake Deaton. Excellent. Yeah, you have to go at off hours. That's true. When you're down in the south, you have to go to odd hours. But I have been at that Pasino's. I've eaten there once or twice. It's really good. Again, it's every time I go in there, it's really busy. So I end up eating at the bar a lot of times in those places because there's usually seating at the bar. But the restaurants in the south, they might have a better chance of making it long term because they're going to be serving a higher population of people. There's fewer restaurants, more people. And I think that is by design by the developer. Have all the retail spaces been taken in Sawgrass Grove? I know when Sawgrass Grove first opened, it took a long time to get retailers in there. Are they all taken? All the retail spaces in Sawgrass Grove, are they taken? I know they had like a ice cream or a yogurt store at Sawgrass Grove when it first opened. They had that bar area in the middle of Sawgrass Grove, and then everything else was pretty much empty. That was the last time I was there. They are all taken now, Mike? Again, Sawgrass Grove. Roberto's Restaurant. No, I haven't. Breakfast places. Oh my God, breakfast places. Breakfast places in the villages. The most popular one, or one of the popular ones, is Daryl's Diner, but that's kind of, it's Daryl's Diner. It's just, I do like some of the brunch menu items over at, if I want a high quality brunch, I go to the Chop House here at Lake Sumter. Some of the brunch items are really good there. If I want just a cheap, down and dirty breakfast, I go to Daryl's Diner. I was just there the other day and it wasn't as good as I remembered it to be. But then again, you're in the villages. Don't expect a lot there, Barbara. Yeah, the toasted yolk at Lake Sumter. That's very good. I was there the other day. That is right over there. It's right beyond those trees. I think it's called the Toasted Yolk. It's an excellent place for breakfast here at Lake Sumter. I knew there was a place, I was thinking of it, but I forgot it. Yeah, if you want a high quality breakfast, I think it's called the Toasted Yolk here at Lake Sumter. But everything else is going to be a Daryl's Diner type thing. There's a Metro Diner on County Road 466. That's going to be like on the equivalent of a Daryl's Diner. There is a good, again, it's going to be kind of like a Daryl's Diner. Over on County Road, or on State Road 441, I think it's over in Lady Lake. I forgot what it's called. I ate there the other day. It's all, mid-quality, mediocre. Here I go again. It's all that mid-quality, mediocre kind of food. Again, if you want high-end dining, there's not a lot to choose from. You might want to try, if you want a high-quality food, try the Bluefin or Harvest down in Brownwood. That's also owned by FMK. It's like the Chop House. Because I'm trying to stay away from the music. YouTube has a problem with copyrighted music. If I get any music on my video, they will slap my wrist. And if I walk toward Lake Sumter, I can actually hear music from here. And it's adequate lighting. That's another reason. And this live stream has been 1 hour and 35 minutes. Okay, Magnolia Plaza. Again, that's in the south. I don't know much about the south, but good comments for people that live in the south. This is actually the site of the Winn-Dixie. That is the Winn-Dixie store that closed down in Lake Sumter. Here's another example of a store is here today and gone tomorrow. Right there's your Winn-Dixie. And you will find this happening fairly often in the villages. Stores are closing. And I think it's due to the, at least the rumors I hear, it's due to the developers' demand for high rent. These retailers just will close down and go somewhere else because of the high rent. That's what I've been hearing. That's why I'm cautious about places like Eastport and Middleton. They got lots of buildings going on down there, but what are the rents going to be? I should, Ronald. I should really track my steps. I walk a lot, if you noticed. Keeps my weight down. I'm kind of a gym rat if you people haven't figured it out. I go to the gym like 7 days a week. I'm retired. I got nothing to do but walk around and go to the gym. You're welcome. I'm trying to share as much information as I have, as I perceive it. You might agree with it, you might disagree with it. But use the information that I'm providing you as you wish. I'm just letting you know, I've been doing a lot of research in the villages probably for the last 5 or 6 years. I've been living here for almost 3 years. Take what I say with a grain of salt, believe it or not. But just don't tell me that I didn't tell you so. I just want everybody to have an informed decision because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that go on around this community. Some of it is true, some of it isn't true. But overall, it's still a wonderful place to live. And some people have asked me, well, why didn't I buy in Stonecrest? I was looking at buying in Stonecrest. I was looking at on top of the world. And the bottom line answer is, when you look at the amenity fees and the maintenance costs here in the villages, it was still lower than the HOA fees in those other communities. The difference between the villages and those other 55 communities is that the price of the homes are higher in the villages. I could have bought a larger home in Stonecrest or on top of the world or Del Webb. I could have bought a lot larger home for the same price. And my HOA fees would have been about $100 or $200 a month higher there. But I actually chose to live here and buy a smaller home for the same price. The HOA fees were a little bit lower here. There is just no comparison. You have so much things to do here. No, yes, Mike B. This is going to be an Aldi someday. That Winn-Dixie closed and they're going to have an Aldi store there. Aldi bought out Winn-Dixie. And I do shop at Aldi. There's a Aldi in Oxford, Florida on the corner of 466 and 301 in Oxford. It's a fairly new Aldi over there. It was built in the last 4 or 5 years. Most of my shopping I do there, but there are some things I cannot buy there that I have to go to Walmart or Publix for. So there you have it. I used to have a step counter on my wrist, but the battery would die every day and I got sick of charging it. Uh-oh. There's a stray dog. Welcome to the Villages. I think that dog belongs to that lady over there in that white car who's yelling. I think the lady in the white car is yelling at the dog. I'm not sure. How you doing, puppy? Please don't bite.
Come on, get in. Come on, go. Go. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my God. America's favorite pastime, watching the pet owners in the Villages. Well, I've been running an hour and 42 minutes. I'm getting tired. I think it's time to say good night, Happy New Year, sweet dreams to all. So there you have it. There you have it. One live stream in the books. Yeah, it's true. There's younger people in the South. I noticed that when I was at the Boosters Bar and Grill. A lot younger people down there. Miss Vicky, you're still with me. How is our Timmy doing? I actually used to subscribe to Sarasota Tim about a year ago. And I thought his videos were kind of insightful about a year ago, and then he turned really strange and weird. And I find it I never heard of people who make YouTube channels by providing opinions on other YouTube channels. So I thought it was interesting. So I started watching your channel, Miss Vicky, and I started watching Blind Views. Blind Views is off the rails, very entertaining. And Atomic Sage I watch periodically. So I unsubscribed from Tim A's channel about, I don't know, 8 months ago after he started turning weird. And I still watch your channel and the other channels. I think it's a unique concept. I was actually thinking about doing a Villages channel that would share my opinion on other villagers' YouTube channels. I was thinking about doing that. But then I decided, nah, I'm just going to do my own content. But I think what you're doing is kind of entertaining. You picked a good YouTube channel to provide opinions on. Yeah, Blind Views is just off the rails. I just watched one of his videos before I started my live stream today. He is getting really bold and brash with some of his commentary. I think it's awesome. I tell you, when I watch Blind Views, I grab the popcorn and the soda and I sit down and I am entertained when I watch his channel. Everybody on the live chat, please subscribe to Ms. Vicky. She does an opinion channel of another Florida YouTuber called Sarasota Tim. Yeah, I got to a point, Ms. Vicky, where I couldn't watch any Sarasota Tim's videos anymore. It was just, my mind went numb. I just couldn't handle it. It was just weird, obnoxious, redundant, repetitive. And it's pretty easy to see that the dude is just grifting. He's begging for money on YouTube. That's why people don't see through that is beyond me. I could tell that from the first video I watched. Anyway, that's enough about him. He is such a weirdo. I'm gonna end the live stream, everybody. Oh, you do? you do beauty products too. So I'm just encouraging everybody on the live stream to go ahead and subscribe to Miss Vicky. She does beauty product reviews. You're welcome. That's what I always do on TikTok too. I started my social media stardom on TikTok, and I used to do a lot of live streams on TikTok, and I would shout out my friends on that channel as well, or on that platform. So there you have it from the Villages, Florida. Happy New Year's. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And I will say, good night. Good night. Happy New Year. Could you see me? Oh, thank you. I do appreciate it. I provide the content that I wish I could have had when I was up in Wisconsin trying to learn the villages. Good night. Thank you, Tom Burrell. I appreciate it. 2-bedroom or 3? I own a 2-bedroom. I own a colony patio villa. I live in a colony patio villa is what I live in. I'm too lazy to clean a big house. Thank you, J-Lo. Happy 2025 to you. I do appreciate it. 2025, looking forward to a good year. All us YouTubers, we're trying to double our subscriber base, so feel free to share the videos with your friends and enemies. If you have any enemies, I'll try to make a friend out of them. Frank, I didn't even see you on here. Aloha, Frank. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Can you see me? Happy New Year. I have my phone tonight. I don't have my action camera. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. From the former site of Winn-Dixie at Lake Sumter. Bravata. Happy New Year. Petrina. Thank you. Good night. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. I'm ending the live. Take care, everyone.